Okay folks, this is video 3.3, and in this video we are going to examine the last representation, the graphing representation, and how it manifests itself in the context of this technology. I have a lot to do on this video, so I'm going to go a little bit quickly on it. First of all, as explained in the module notes, I have the information relating the weeks and the savings here in the format of the table in the spreadsheet. I am going to select the data that I want to graph, so I'm going to put my cursor in cell A2, and I'm going to come across and I'm going to highlight all of the data that I want graphed. So from weeks 0 through 10 and from the savings from 5 through 25, I have that highlighted. And as explained in the module notes, one of the options that you have is you go to the Insert pull-down menu and you select Chart. And when you select Chart, you're going to get this menu bar that tells you, that just basically describes the different kinds of graphs that you can make on Excel. So there are line graphs and pie graphs and so forth. The one that we're going to be working with most is called the XY scatter graph. You have here the options to just display the discrete points. You can connect the points that you make with curved lines, curved line connecting the points that you make with a straight line, or just making a straight line. You can select whatever you want. They're all going to come out the same. But as soon as you select that, you can see that your data basically pops up. And there's the graph relating the weeks and the savings. Let me make this graph much, much larger so that you can see what I'm going to be doing here. Hold on. All right, there's the graph. All right, one of the things that I want you to be aware of, if you select the graph, when that happens, the border on the outside, you can see it. Take your cursor, put it on the vertical axis, and double-click on the vertical axis. And you're going to get a pop-up window that's going to give you a number of options to play with. The one that I like the best, or the one that I work with the most, is the scale option right here. And on the scale option, you can see that your minimum value here is a 0, your maximum is a 30. You can see that on the graph. The major unit is 5, so it's counting up by 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and the minor unit is 1, which means that in between 0 and 5, it's counting off 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, in between 5 and 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Okay? If you hit the ticks, you can see that the tick marks are certainly showing off for the major units. You can see the 5s showing up, but you don't see the 1s. And so if you want to, you can say, show me the minor tick marks. And I don't know if that's going to show up for you, but that is showing up on my spreadsheet. I can now see the little 1s in between the 5 demarcations. So hit OK. And I think I'm going to do the same thing for the horizontal. There's my scale again. Goes from 0 to 12, that's the number of weeks. The major unit is 2. The minor unit is 0.4. Why don't we make the minor unit 0.5? I like that better. And then go to the tick marks, because that'll make each of the sections of 2 divided into 4 parts. I'm going to display the minor tick marks. Okay, and so I don't know if you can see it, but all of the tick marks are now displayed on this graph. All right. With the graph selected again, with the chart selected, I'd like you to go to the toolbox, and there's an option here called Chart Options. Okay, and one of the things that you can do is you can add titles. So if you want to add a title to the horizontal axis, we know that that is the weeks, so I just put that in and it shows right up. Pull down this menu. The vertical axis is the savings, and that shows right up. And you can also add some of the vertical grid lines. Vertical grid lines don't show up on Excel. You can add the major or the minor vertical grid lines, or you can add the major and the minor horizontal ones. I think I'm going to add the major vertical ones. That's nice. And actually, why not add the minor ones as well? I do hope you can see those. But you can now, if you like reading information off of graphs, and a lot of people do like reading information off of graphs. If someone said to you, how much money does Nathan have in 5 weeks? You can come here and between the 4 and the 6, here's 5, right? There's 5 weeks. Go right up, and you can see that in 5 weeks, Nathan will have $15. There it is, $5.15 on the table. Or if someone said, how long does it take Nathan to save $20, you'd go to the $20 savings right along there. Come on over, read down, because you're looking for how long. Looks like it takes him in between a little less than 8 weeks, so in between 7, there's 7, between 7 and 8 weeks. And look at that, $20, right in between 19 and 21, right in between 7 and 8. So that's a very nice graph. The pictures come out very nice. Please make sure that you can do all of the things that I discussed in this video on your version of Excel or of your spreadsheet. I don't think that they're analogous, but they're all there somewhere. And please make sure you can do them before you move on with this module's notes.